Hey, Nick, do you guys have a good sense of how many seniors want to come back in 2021, and how has that impacted recruiting, especially with the signing period coming up here in a few weeks?
I got a feeling the good majority of them will be coming back. I don't know that any decision is terribly final yet. Not really something I want to start bringing up. Let's get through this year. We need to stay focused. But I think from the word I get, guys are excited for getting an opportunity to get a full year to prep in the weight room and within the system. So I would expect the majority to come back. As far as recruiting, I don't think we'll see the effect on this recruiting class. I'm very anxious to see how or what is the plan to move forward in scholarship numbers when you get to the 22 class. Next year, as I understand it, right, we'll have 85 plus the seniors next year. But then your seniors leave. What does that January look like? How many roster spots are you going to have in the 22 class? You don't want to get kind of over your skis and commits if they're going to, you got to get back to 85. Maybe you only have 10 slots. So I think that's a high school class and junior college class that could get hurt just by the sheer opportunity of numbers.
Do you know if you have to stay at a certain amount of scholarships, at least at Washington State, for maybe next year? Maybe you can't go over 95 or 100 or anything like that. Or have you talked to Pat Chen about that at all?
I haven't been given any number restrictions that I remember. I mean, we don't have a ton of seniors, right? Either.
So you guys aren't not recruiting certain positions because maybe 3 or 4 of the seniors will come back and fill those spots next year. It's just kind of business as usual recruiting wise. If that makes sense.
Say it again.
As far as maybe if you guys know, say you had 3 or 4 receivers, seniors coming back at the receiving position, maybe you wouldn't recruit as many in the next class or I guess in this class or anything like that. Does the number of seniors coming back affect how you guys recruit certain positions right now and sign certain positions a couple of weeks from now?
I think it's looking forward one more class. That's the foresight I think that needs to be done. Receiver wise, we need to get back to a more healthy number on the roster of guys on scholarship, and we want to get a good, just in general in this class, a good foundation of freshmen that we think have not only the ability to contribute early, but also to develop with all the resources that are here. That's an exciting part for at least myself is, with weight room, nutrition, I think there's a real high ceiling in a 5-year plan, I guess, for a young man with these resources. So I think we've seen some freshmen contribute this year that, you want to build the program with the right people. There will possibly be some transfers. It's a little bit hard with no JC ball in most in California. There could be some transfers, but I think this gives us a good opportunity to lay a good foundational base of young talent that are good people that want to be here.
Has it become easier to recruit virtually with 7-8 months of practice now doing it, or is it still as challenging as it was at the start?
Well, I think it's easier, but it's not any more effective as far as feeling the energy of a place, which from what I could tell from the first few months before we shut it down, it was, that's probably the biggest selling point is the human environment, the human characteristics of this place, the safety of this place, the welcoming of this community. Those are all things I think people are looking for more and more for their children or the ones they're mentoring or coaching, because it's a good environment to grow, find yourself without really, you still got to do school, you still got to do football, but the safety and comfort of the community, I think, is something that will become more and more attractive to a greater number of people.
Other questions for Coach?
Has the microphone made it any better?
Everything's on mute.
Sorry, Bill.
Final chance for questions for Coach. Raise your hand. Zach Armstrong, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Late in that USC game, one of the guys we saw get in on offense was Donovan Ollie. Just how has he been progressing this year on the outside?
He continues to grind. He really does. He's very accepting of coaching. Donovan is a big body. He's still very young as far as in his college career. I like his willingness to work to be great, and he's not there yet, but I think if he continues that mindset and that approach, he will be. He's got a lot of time to continue to develop and find his high point as far as a player at this level. So I like having him around. He's a good person. Like I said, he works hard, wants to be good. All those things you can work with. And, when you have those qualities, it's easy to develop trust. And trust is a big thing, especially within the offense.
Thank you.
You're welcome.